Hey YouTube, MrRampro here again, and I want to do a full-on knife review for the next blade that you've picked out from your title, and that is going to be on, if I can find the right box for it, let's see, this box got broken a little bit, but the peanut, the case peanut with the CV steel. This thing is a great little EDC blade. I carry it all the time. This is actually the chestnut bone one, this one that I actually got right here. This is the box for it. That's the chestnut version with the CV steel, sorry. And the yellow one down below is the one that I carry all the time. I really do like this blade. You can get the steel razor sharp. That CV steel, it does take a patina, as you can see here on the bottom blade. Kind of dulls it up a little bit, but it does get really, really sharp. As you use it, the patina will kind of just come naturally. I did force a patina originally on this blade here, and I've kind of worked past, I think you can see on this blade somewhere, like where you can see a couple of lines where I'd forced it with some mustard or something, but as you use it, those lines just kind of go away, and its own patina forms from natural use. So you do get a clip point blade, which is your larger blade, and then a pin blade. I absolutely love the clip point blade. Nice sharp point, great for doing a lot of your detailed tasks where you need a really, really sharp blade. And that's kind of where these, I just did the video on the Buck 305 Lancer. It's the little bitty one. But that's kind of where these things excel too, because you have just a really small blade, nice and sharp, and you can do everything from, removing the threads on your, shirts or the cuffs on your dress shirts and stuff like that, to opening your letters and doing everything like that. So as far as I think that the majority of the people watching this video probably already have one and know that they're really great blades. I would definitely recommend picking one up. These things are extremely cheap. I got this one for 37 bucks off of the Bay, free shipping, and this one here was actually a gift a couple of years ago from my brother-in-law. But you can see, now I did hear that the centering on these knives, because the blade stock is so thin, that it's really hard to get a good center on these blades. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can see this one kind of, neither one of them touch, but you can see it kind of favors the left-hand side, as you can see it on the chestnut. And I'll get a more direct on this one if you can see that. That one seems to be fairly centered, so I think that they might favor one side or the other because of not exactly equal heat treating processes. Like during the quenching portion of your heat treat, it's going to kind of warp it slightly, and I guess that's with everything. I'm not really 100% familiar with that, but apparently that's what I've been seeing on the forums and everything. But either way, no rubbing, great fit and finish on this chestnut one. It's insane. I mean, no gaps whatsoever. Nice and smooth all the way around. Great color in these handles here. You can see the dyed color there showing up really, really good. I actually bought this one to replace my yellow when I was carrying it, and then I'm like, well, I've already got this one kind of stained up and a patina on it and everything like that, and I'm really just so used to using it, and I didn't want to scratch this one up yet or anything like that, so I carried this one for a couple of days in my top pocket and just never really used it. I was grabbing another blade to do my work with it. I didn't want to tear it up, and I think I'll probably just keep it as a backup. If I ever lose this one, I'll have a spare one in the safe or something, or in the cabinet that I store my knives in, to just grab and then continue on with my daily duties. But really pretty. This yellow is really, it's not bad too. I mean, it's fairly slick, but on such a small blade, you really don't need any of that, on the traditional patterns, you're not going to get any jimping or anything like that anyways, but on these smaller patterns, you really don't even necessarily need the jigging to give you your grip. They're just so small, you wrap your whole hand around it. So overall, really nice knives. I know that there's tons of reviews out there. There's a couple of guys that have some really good ones. I definitely think that these blades excel in the food prep areas and cutting up sausages and onions and gardening and stuff like that. I mean, we do tons of vegetables in the garden, and I use these things quite a bit. I have quite a few of the food prep knives. I know you guys are tired of seeing this conductor, but I love it. I usually throw a couple of traditionals in there nowadays to do a lot of my food prep. So this one here's a GEC jackknife that I got fairly new. I haven't really done it, but all of these are great for food prep. You know, I mean, you saw that rattlesnake video. You might not have seen it where I skinned the rattlesnake in this one. I think you saw the aftermath on that one. Didn't actually show the skinning, but either way, just great blades overall. The steel gets absolutely sharp in the CV. I like it a lot. It's a lot softer than your 1095 that you'll find in some of your GEC offerings. A little bit of water or something on there, but I am partaking in extremely parched. I apologize, but the CV steel is a little bit softer. It kind of reminds me, like in comparison to taking your 420 or 440, whatever case is going to use in their stainless steel offerings, and then comparing that to like VG10 or even S30V, where it gets extremely hard to sharpen. That S30V's, tempered a little bit harder, different type of material completely, really, I guess, as far as metallurgy and everything, but it gets really hard to sharpen. I don't mind sharpening my knives every day, as long as I can get them sharp fairly quick. You take a couple of passes on a ceramic stone or something like that with these. I've shown a couple of sharpening videos with different types of sharpening implements and stuff like that. You wipe it on a ceramic rod a couple of times to get back to razor blade sharp. And you don't have to do anything with it. I mean, it's just, yeah, you use it, but I carry multiple anyway, so even if it does get absolutely dull during the day, then I guess I could pause and resharpen the knife if I needed to. But I've never been in a situation where it went dull and I couldn't sharpen it again that afternoon and it was fine. So this is a little softer. So back what I was saying, I apologize on that little tangent, but this softer stainless steel is kind of comparable in my mind, to the softer CV steel, and this 1095 is a little harder to sharpen on the GEC offerings. So these here are going to be a little harder to sharpen and get to that sharp edge. They'll hold it a little longer, but it's harder to get it sharp. So if you have something where you want to change the degree, your sharpening degree or something like that, it's going to be a little bit harder to get you there. Once you do, it's going to hold it longer. So I honestly prefer the softer of the CV steel. I can get it sharper a lot faster, and it really doesn't bother me to resharpen like I just mentioned. So that's just a couple of observations that I had noticed about it. I apologize with the ramblings, but that's the majority of these videos nowadays anyways, on the knives and stuff like that. So I appreciate it. You guys have a great one, and pick up one of these peanuts. These are really, really great little pocket knives, and especially the price points. I mean, under 30 bucks, I think, for most of them. Maybe under 40, definitely, I would say. So I would pick those, definitely pick one of them up. Play around with it, see what you like. I think you'd be surprised. They do have a peanut challenge out there where you have to carry this thing for 30 days straight, only using that blade with you. I have not necessarily done that, but I have used it quite extensively. So I definitely have full endorsement behind this blade here. You guys have a good one, and if you got an extra 40 bucks, pick one of these suckers up. Thanks a lot.